Can you guess when was the first time an African country gained respect internationally and made Europeans shut up? Nope, it's not in the 1960s after independence of most African countries. It was in 1895. And here's the story of what happened. So in 1885, Italians wanted to play smarter to the Ethiopians. After signing a document of Wuchale with the Ethiopian government, the documents had to be done in 2 different languages, but the Italians wanted to play smart by changing the version which was in their language in adding something which would make the Ethiopians submit to everything which they have to do internationally, make it pass through Italians first. But not before the Emperor Menelik knew about it. And this went very wrong for the Italians. It didn't take long before a war started, but because the Italians already had a kind of friendship with the Ethiopians, they already had their militaries and a lot of things which they were sharing with the Ethiopians, their military troops in Ethiopia. But Menelik didn't have time to lose, fought against them and took in captive 3,000 Italian soldiers. And after the Italian Prime Minister knew about this, they had no choice than try to get peace again with the Emperor Menelik, because Menelik was fighting in the position of strength. And later in time, in 1895, they had to change the documents and change everything so that the Italian could regain back their friendship with Ethiopia and the good relationship. This sounds like a very short story, kinda not so convincing, but this is one of the stories which I swear to God really changed my mind on a lot of things. You know, since I started making this series of 100 real stories about Africa, there have been a lot of times when I realized that there are so many wonderful and beautiful things about Africa which we just neglect, when if people as me knew about these things before, they couldn't consider themselves low or look down to themselves comparatively to maybe European countries, thinking that they are way too advanced comparatively to us. And realizing stories like this just reminds me of, it's not that we are low or African countries are poor or they gained independence recently or whatever it might be. It's just that we don't do in actions things which we wish we could have. We always wish, and those wishes continue to live because we expect someone from outside to do something for us. If you could all be like Ethiopia, when we see someone taking advantage of us, we stand for ourselves and fight. Doesn't matter who they are, we will always be among the great. And this story is not the only story convincing me that we can be great by fighting for ourselves. There are a lot of other things which have been done before. People who have been genius, beating European players, doing just crazy things, and these guys are just normal guys from African countries which we always think they're poor. So today, maybe you should consider also as a strong person if you're an African, and don't think that there is someone who will help you from outside there. It's all in our hands, and we need to build Africa by ourselves. Thanks so much for being here. Catch you next time. Hey, my name is Bertin, and I'm sharing 100 real stories about events which happened in Africa. And if you want to know more about them, follow or subscribe.